Yes, I do have eye protection on. A little bit of anti-seize. This is copper-based stuff. It's just doesn't matter. Just whatever I had sitting there, closest one. Not a ton. I do like to put some out here too. Just helps with keeping the corrosion out. And of course, anti-seize, you know it's going to get on everything, regardless of what you do. Don't need a lot. Thin film. Don't forget your brake dust shield. You get to do it twice. Just saying. Just thin coat. That's all. Let's do this again. Get up there. And make sure you get it in the right orientation. Come on. They get a torque wrench, torque these to 44 foot-pounds. Oh, it's right there. Just turned it just a little bit. That was perfect. All right. Check them. Still moving a little bit before they click, so I like to get them so they don't move. So I could check them a couple times. Good. No movement. No movement. Nope. Alright. And I put the opening on the clip that goes in the transmission down. I just want to line this up. Push this in now. Splines just went. The dead blow hammer I can. Alright, get this in. Sounds like it's in now. And the test is don't grab the boot. You want to reach in there and grab that metal housing and pull on it. Make sure it's locked in. I'm going to be right in your way when I do this. But it's locked in. It's not coming out. I'm just going to feed this axle in here now. Hopefully. Come on. There it goes. I think. Get up over that. There we go. Spin this around just to hold it in place. Alright, that's good. Let's put the strut bolts back in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I can't see the display on the camera, so I have no idea. Excuse me. Alright, nuts back on here. There is no cam. I'm just going to make sure my marks that I scribed into the side of the knuckle line up. But they should, because there's no cam bolt, so they should line right back up. All right, you can see I have it apart. ABS sensor, I took that out before I tried to pull the hub. Hopefully you can see it sticks through. If you try to pull this before you take that out, you're going to break that. You're going to break that sensor. It's got to come out, basically. Now, I thought didn't matter which way it went in. Either way, sometimes you'll only mount one way because they'll make the holes wider at the top of the bottom, so it only fits. But this one will fit either way. And if you look at this, if you put this end up, there's two slots where that'll slide in. They face down here, and that's what I did. I put it in that way, and they're facing down. So when I went to put the ABS sensor back in, I couldn't get it in. It was stopped. So I got to turn it over. I get to do it twice. That's all. So I get to mess it up, so you see what not to do. Line everything up again. Come on. Let's try it again and see if this works a little better. Let me put my ABS sensor back in. Slide it in place. Let me get the bolt for that. Stick that back on there. 10mm bolt. I know you can't see it, but it's exciting just putting the bolt in. Sensor actually fits in there now, so I got the orientation of the hub right. Helps put temporary hold in place. These are fully coated rotors, by the way, that I use. I like them. Rust belt. They help a lot. Almost got away. Oh yeah, why not? The way things are going today, I'd stop if I could, but this needs to get done. That's the kind of day I'm having. Just beautiful. I know you can't see this, but I'm just tightening the mounting bolts for the bracket. There's 98. Nope. 98 on that. Stick it in the vein of the rotor. Gonna want to rotate the other way, so I'll put it in here. That'll hold it for me. 32. Went through the whole fiasco with that before. Got the wrong size. 129. In there, just enough that I can't. There we go. Go up here. Cage, cotter pin, cage, cotter pin. Really? You're gonna give me a hard time with that, really? I find that hard to believe. You're really gonna give me a hard time with that. Why not? Everything else has been going so well. There we go. Move it a little bit. Let me go get another tool. I have to check torque on these, and I will torque them. And I've got to do my tie rod end. I've got to look at the torque spec for that too, because I don't know it. Make sure your brake line is not curled up in a pigtail. You don't want that. Slide it in place. These are just, I don't know, 20, 25 foot-pounds for these slide bolt nuts, slide bolt bolts. Not much. Just snug them up. Don't crush them. I've done this turn down. Don't crush these. Like I said, 20, 25 foot-pounds. Something in there. That's it. I'm gonna go look my torque specs up for my tie rod end and my bolts to mount the knuckle to the strut. Check them. I'm going to torque them, make sure and put a new cotter pin in the tie rod end. I mentioned earlier that these were 98. I told you to check your things because I confused this with the caliper bracket mounting bolts. They're 98. These are, they're a range, but the middle is about 125 foot-pounds. Alright, now they're torqued correctly. Everything else is done. This is ready to go. Stop it. So my wife's sitting in there laughing at me. That's it for the Nissan Altima 2010. I think it goes from 2010 to 2007 to 2012. I think that's the same. That thing fought me on everything. I ended up having to destroy the axle to get it out. It would not come out of that hub. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you can't get them out no matter what you do, and you end up having to replace the knuckle. But in this case, I finally got it to move with the help of a sledgehammer and heat, torch. But it's all right together. Did the brakes on that side because we're doing front brakes on this as well. I'll show that in a separate video. If you have to do this for your 2010, 2007 to 2012 Nissan Altima, I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.